Good afternoon, class. I hope it was good. Was it good? Yes, it was standard. Children, you're satisfied and you're okay. We are going to reply. Reply what I said. If I jump, you also jump. Mama, 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 mia, mia, walu, walu, say T, I want add N, I hear E, what about H, then O, I want R, then A, I want R, and then T. Which one is that? Time for five. Very good. Can sit down. And so here we have some new words. We have some new words here as written there. African is words. I want to see whether someone can read for us. Who can read for us those words? If you can read them. Yes, my boy. Sharp, line, and stress. Very good. Clap for him. We are saying this is the shape, line, and the space. We are saying it's shape, line, and the space. In your lesson, as an art, reviewing what is added we had in the last lesson, how do you consider this to be in art? How do you consider that to be in art? How do you consider that to be in art? Yes, please, Governor. The line. Point moving from one place to another. Give the one. The one is saying line is a point moving from one, and you are saying it's the point moving from one point to another. If I stand to concept. Relate anything. You see it is related. Just say anything. How it is. Please go. Abuse. What is it related to? Shape. Shape. Which shape is that? Yeah, two. It is a two. Clap for him. We are saying he is seeing a building and it is in a tube form. We now want to hear from Annie today.
Yeah, I'm saying that it is in a
Yeah, but I saying a building is in a tube form.
Now, are you seeing the steps? Are you seeing the steps? Yes, that's a group. Sir, how far you have this sometime?
Joy is having a concern. We should play again. But we have, as lessons going on, tomorrow we shall have play, we shall have time. Oh, after this lesson, maybe in the evening. Do you have work in the evening? You don't have work. In the evening, you are going to practice as a group. Is it PE group? PE group. You will come to the staff room, then I'll give you the balls you can play.
Yes.
When I was still in primary, my teacher told me that in secondary, we are going to study about geography instead of SST.
You clap for him. Wonderful. A right class. Now, after knowing that, we are going to get the meaning of geography from what you have told me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in 2 minutes, can we discuss and come up with some of the subjects that we studied in secondary? In 2 minutes, study the subjects that we studied in
secondary that you have ever heard of in secondary? First, consult your friend and find out. Brainstorm around and see.
My sister told me math, English.
What? What are you talking about?
My sister told me they study math, English.
So math was taught in primary. So even in secondary it is taught.
Yes.
It's okay. You are not programming
Science.
They are over. What have you come up with?
We have English, history, Lusoga, and science.
But there is one subject we
Which
have
one?
left
Which one?
out. Mathematics.
It's okay. Now English, SST, and science is taught in primary. Okay? But science produces other subjects when it comes to secondary. Look at that. Now SST produces subjects like geography. Remember, you need to knock down all the subjects. Okay, class. Class?
Yes,
sir.
Now that we have identified that there are some subjects that are studied in primary and they are carried on to secondary, like SST, isn't it?
Yes.
SST produces several subjects. One of them is the geography. The one I will be handling. Is that clear? Since I'm going to be handling geography, I want to ask you a question. Geography deals with several things. Okay?
Yes.
Now, what are some of the things that are around us? Things around us. I'm talking of things, anything that you know. Anything that is around us.
Shoes.
How about brass?
We have this one. Yes. That is furniture.
We're talking about what?
Buildings. Trees.
Yes.
Furniture.
Furniture. Yes, you.
Now, before we do anything else, I want to remind ourselves what we looked at last week. I'm sure this one was here last week, and what did you look at exactly last week? Just remember before we can look at another thing. Anybody who can remind us what we covered? Yes, please. We looked at the Indian Ocean trade. We looked at the Indian Ocean trade. Can you love to read? Okay. So, what did we say exactly was the Indian Ocean? Those who remember, what exactly was the Indian Ocean trade? Yes, Michael.
We said that the Indian Ocean Trade was a trading conducted across the Indian Ocean. Actually, which involved the people from outside and the Russians from East Africa.
Is that right, Mubaz?
Yes.
I think we can clap for him also. So that is what we said. We said the Indian Ocean trade, which was the kind of trade that was carried out between the interior people and the coastal people, but along the coast of the Indian Ocean. Now today, we are going to look at a different thing altogether, but still focusing on the Indian Ocean Ocean. What we are going to look at today, it is the entire organization of this trade. I'm sure that within your mind you're trying to imagine how was this kind of trade organized. You get the point? How did the Arabs try to link up with the Africans in what? In the interior. There are many questions which arises. You get how many, which language, which kind of language was being used? Because Africans never knew English. You get the point? If even up to now we don't know English, then how did we exist in the pre-colonial period? So We are going to learn all this by the end of this session. Now, I've organized a small skit for you, and in this small skit, you must watch it very keenly, because after it, I'm going to ask you questions about how the organization was carried out. So can I ask this member of group to come and carry out the role play? Please pay attention. So group, let's please come forward and we try to... Who are the Arabs? They are with us.
I'm one of the Arabs. I'm one of the Arabs.
You are typical African. So this is what we are bringing in TV. From this one. Madam. So Sept, you go there. Go there. Brother, come. Slave, you are going to be there. So you have to go right and catch the car. See, not looking. Not looking. Why? Because you don't ask me.
Right for you in primary, from primary 1 up to primary 5. 6 and 7 with a paragraph of this number of lines, or just a small paragraph explaining the different types of families and your personal experience. Right. Yes, please. So,
I would say, suggesting that you could have snatched away the monitoring tool, because it might prevent these people who are monitoring our lesson.
14.0. What about group B? What mod did you get? Group B. Mod 20.0. The other members, can you check their values? Are they correct? That 20.0 is the mod? Yes. Very good. How did you get it? Somebody does not know how one arrange that number, yes?
What is our data? 20.0 is the one which is repeating most.
20.0 is the one repeating most. Very good. As you can what? Observe.
Yeah, you're welcome to this wonderful lesson. Remember, this is our third lesson. And our major topic that we started with was worship. So, Penna, can you give us a worshiping song for Martina?
Members, let's stand up and worship God.
Thank you very much. Can you clap for ourselves? Yeah, thank you very much, Penina, for that wonderful. So, yeah, since our topic is worship, remember, last week we looked at worship and how. Okay, let's sit down. Let's come up with groups. Penina, I don't want you to sit. Form groups in groups of two. What are you going to look at?
We are going to look at the forms of worship.
So, in your book on page 3, look at those pictures. In your groups,
Madam, in this
look
book,
at them and discuss as a group.
Madam,
The
you
forms
told us to
of
look at the pictures.
Look at the pictures and tell us what is happening there. No. In your groups, you must have a chairperson, a secretary, so you'll be noting down. One of you will have to present.
Tea, water. Okay. To the man.
We have jumped with this one. Well, Madam said we started with this one.
From one order.
Okay, one.
As a feet.
No, he's praying.
But remember, our topic today is forms of
He's also praying. You're right, praying.
This one is as if I sing.
They are clapping hands.
What is their mouth? The mouth.
Hallelujah.
Okay, thank you. You give a one to yourself. Another form of worship. Who of you? Yes.
We have prayer as a form of worship.
Is there anybody who can demonstrate how they pray?
Yes.
Yes, Mercy. Come up and show us how people pray. If you are very simple pray.
As in our church, when we are praying,
It's from which church?
from the born again church,
Okay.
in Budongo. When we are praying, some of us raise up our hands and we say, Father, thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for protection. We pray for forgiveness. Amen.
Oh, thank you. What are these people doing? These ones?
They are helping the other, the one who has gotten it.
What are they doing?
An old man is falling down, and the children are trying to get him up.
Yes. And children are trying to help him. So meaning that you have also to be helping. You have to help the needy in case if anyone has a problem.
Happy and you know, say I am.
I am.
If you're happy and you know it, say I am.
I am.
If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, say I am.
I am.
If you're happy and you know, to them all, I am. If you're happy and you know it, to them all,
I am.
Bravo. And madam, one thing that they are also snakes, so yes.
Sorry?
One of the things that they are also snakes from animals. Because another thing was because it's your goal, we say they help in providing the books.
I thought today, original judge.
Then they help in making the cabinets. They help in getting money. And they also give us milk.
Don't come back and here.
thank you very much.
Madam, for us at the home, we have the next. My father is a Muiwa, as the next at the home.
And you will
Thank you very much. I'm just you want to back up on your points, okay? Okay? So the first point was find animals. Find animals. Just give me some 10 minutes. I'm going to allow you to go for your break, okay? Next time. So the farm animals, they can also be called domestic animals. Because most of our farms, they are found at home. Domestic animals can also bring us more farm animals, okay? It's also involved in farm animals, okay? Domestic animals are also animals found at home, at all the farm. Can we stand up for a backup and then for images and just one of them can go?
Is that this same teacher who came here thinking of being the center of knowledge, we have created a lot of ignorance in them. They now know they have a lot to learn from the learners. Some of them were commanders at high level. Some of them were calling themselves generals of history, mathematics, chemistry. That when they are moving, all the books you mentioned, they even tell you the page. That one is on this page, in this and this category of book. And when you look at the book, you really wonder, these are the grades we got here. But we told them, with all that, you are completely different. The learners you think are entering your class with nothing have a lot to provide. This is how your new curriculum, one RDC, is transforming the teacher and therefore transforming the nation completely. And for that reason, I would like to appreciate you, the participants. You are great people. We have had two categories as I observe. We appreciate you, the teachers, and we appreciate the teachers who hate the other teachers. A tool for yourself. When we arrived here, we made another great team, which we must appreciate. And this team, originally I thought it was only full of ladies. Because I saw the first lady, who was the head. I saw the second lady, who was the deputy head. I saw a third lady, who was a third head. And I concluded that this is why the place was so organized. I later on learned that there was a gentleman who was also a deputy. They have created a super environment here, Banaramis, which has facilitated the learning process of all these people. And Madam the teacher and your team, we really appreciate you. You have the other lower team. In our cities, we call it the greatest team. The ones who implement your instructions. You say, cook this, they cook it to the best of their knowledge. Serve this, they serve it to the best of their knowledge. And we move around happy. That is a great team you have here. Thank you very much to the HM with a 4! Right. We moved with a great team which I must appreciate in your presence. This team here. This team represents NCDC. Can you stand up? This team of NCDC represents the ministry, and specifically the Minister of Education. And the Minister of Education represents the government of Uganda, headed by the only General, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. They have done the implementation of the program the way they were given. And we have been doing an assessment for RDC in the morning with some more collections here to confirm whether these people picked what brought us here. And we confirm that this is a very bright group in Namutumba. We were wondering why the nation was not seeing the best on the lists in the previous only things. We discovered that their brains were misplaced. Now that we have placed their brains correctly using this people, but this you will see what will happen. A tour to the facilitators! Pedro, sit. We, on behalf of the NCPC, I make 3 communications. The first one is that the National Curriculum Development Center has just opened up the trainings. They are just rolling out. You are just the second cohort of training. I'm also observing by analysis that we no longer have a vernacular. We have a local language. So then a learner can learn. They illustrated to us that in China, people don't know English. And they confirm here they come with interpreters. But by analysis, they are the ones making our lives, including this one. So we confirmed that learning is not only in a single language. Even though we appreciate English is the official, it is the work of the teacher of English language to up the competency of a learner to speak English well. But the learning of mathematics, where they cannot get the concept, now we can do it in the soccer. And the learner will get the complete mathematics, but also being recommended to the teacher of English language if that teacher has not observed for that learner to have the competence. And therefore, we would like to give a great 10 to the government of Uganda. 10. These are classes of 3, 3, and 1. We go! Right. You confirm my narrative that we are ready. Namutumba is ready to implement the CPC. With the government, we are. We are government, and with the government, we are. We are going to implement this appropriately. You have heard the participants say, you have heard the facilitators say, and the OC. We are now officially saying, Madam Head Teacher, can you have a word or two?
To the participants, you have been a great team. And I want to thank you very much for that. It is always challenging to have people, many people, whom you have not been interfacing with every time. But I must say, we have not had any hitch by having you around. And I want to thank you very much for that. I want to thank you for the cooperation, the respect for self, and the respect for others. You have exhibited a high standard of this. I want also to appreciate for the few, basing on the comments we made earlier, there has been a change of behavior and everything is now spot on. And I want to thank you very much for that. And related to the new curriculum, whereby information is power and communication is very important, and as you try to give the skills and values and everything to the learners, we need to identify where they are not doing well and we bring it out clearly to them. Because when you tell someone, they will easily change. But when you don't talk about it, it becomes a problem. So I want to thank you very much for that, because then it means that the CBC will do what it's supposed to do. The values are going to be very well imparted, the skills and the competencies, so that we run away from the knowledge-based curriculum. Because from what I've seen, a lot has changed. Like it is all said, this is a gradual process. I wouldn't want us to go and think that we are going to make a change on the first day when they say we open schools. In the first week, you are busy and you think that the change will happen, then you will be frustrated. Please go with the mind that this is a gradual process. And it is only about persistence, remaining with the skills that you've been given and using them continuously, then you'll be able to get the best out of these children and also to have a better country. Because
what a great compliment, a thing for us.
Because we are well aware that the nation is because
we are.
And we are because
the nation is.
who are we?
We are the facilitators.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a lot of sharing during this session, I presume. I hope none of you is going back the same as they came. You must have added something. Even if you missed something small, you have a friend now whom you can consult. If anything goes wrong, we need to consult each other. Let us build a community of learning so that when we go back, we can refer to each other. And in due course, this is going to become, it will be like a ripple effect. Because as we go back, we expect you, the 6 who have been chosen from the school, to go back and pass on the message. Pass on the mantle. It is going to be a relay that we are going to play. Don't say you people should wait for the next training. Because then we shall have people continuing to teach the old curriculum amidst the new curriculum. I used to hear akakade and akapia. That language was here, akakade and akapia. So some people were still grappling with the kakade to throw it out, but somehow, I think now the numbers are big and we can afford to make a difference. Please, when you go back, make sure you organize a session for the teachers and you take them through and prepare them so that they are able to deliver what they are expected to deliver. For the 29 schools, we have 8 government and 21 private. And we have Namutumba district and partly Bukweri district. From the Namutumba district, we have St. Matthias Magada. We have Bugobi High School, Ibukula Secondary School, Bukonte Seed School, Shibale High School, Nabinyonyi Parents, Namutumba Central, Kaswabuli SS, Destiny SS, Namutumba Mixed, Bugobi Modana, Agape SS, Chigalama Forward, Chabazinga Benevolent, St. Patrick Nabisoiji, Mpumiro SS, Akpiz Nangonde, and Townview SS. There is New Hope SS. There is Inkono SS. There is Kangulumo SS. And finally, Kisiki College Namutumba. From Bugweri, we have Bishop Wilgers, we have Busembatia SS, we have Tropical High School, we have St. Andrews Namalemba, we have Divine SS, we have ATK High School, we have Umpita SS. I hope I've not left out any. Those are the schools we have here, a total of 29 schools and 176 participants. May I now take the honor to request you to talk to the participants and the facilitators. Thank you very much.
Waka waka, waka waka, waka waka. First aya we kill up then. We get pa pa pa. Nani alisema walimu watake kuwaka? Nani alisema walimu watake kuwaka? Waka waka, waka waka waka. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed happy to be here amidst you. First of all, I was impressed when I reached the school premises during this season or era of COVID, and I found it clean. You see, we are informed countrywide that our schools are rusted during this period of lockdown. But when you reach Kisiki College, even you, the participants, will concur with me that the environment is good. It's as if it's not in COVID. Maybe that's why you have also enjoyed the environment, because it's a clean environment. I thank the administration because of that, the headmistress, the deputy headmistress and the headmaster, for all you have done to maintain this place. Asante sana. Gentlemen and ladies, government saw that much as we have had education, we can't say that all is bad. Even the old education we had, which most of us passed through, I believe the majority of us passed through, but it has also been reforming from time to time, has also enabled us as a country to reach where we are. We have medics, we have the teachers, you the teachers yourself, you have helped us to move to another level, training other people to go in various fields. But like they said in Kisiki, that improvement, something is what? Is continuous. I won't repeat exactly the same one, but it means that whenever you are given another chance, again, improvement is continuous. You can never say that I've reached here, I've stopped. Every time we're improving. That's why government decided to review the curriculum and improve, so that we improve in the way we approach our students. Definitely I'm not a facilitator, and facilitators, the ones we have been with, I've told you, they have also enabled you to become one facilitator. So I appreciate the government for doing that, but I cannot go so much in details in the curriculum, because you, the ones who have been studying it, definitely know it more than me standing before you. I've also liked the morale with the participants. The morale of the participants. Definitely, much as I'm now an old man, I also passed through school. Sometimes my teachers could be good to me. Most times my teachers could be good to me. But once in a while I could go in front of a teacher, very quaking, definitely quaking, and knowing that I'm completely what? Completely finished. But among the teachers, there's a teacher who told me that as you go into life, that was more than 20 years ago, I can say more than 25 years ago, he told me, as you go into life, do not fear, do not fear. Instead of fearing, be responsible. Instead of fearing, be responsible. So whenever I'm faced with difficult circumstances, once in a while, because definitely we have God with us every day, we pray to Him. Once in a while, I remember that teacher who told me, do not fear, but be responsible. I try to be as responsible as possible. And I believe that you, the teachers who are here today, there's this administration who is in charge of discipline. You will also, I believe you are disciplined. That's why you are selected to come and be the facilitators of other facilitators as we go into this new one, curriculum. You will also empower students and pupils to be responsible. And I believe you are going to do the needful to ensure that our students and pupils have the best. Me, I'm Chilika David, like the headmistress said, that is truly me. And yes, I work with the RDC, but for me, I'm the district internal security officer. Well, if the RDC is away and there is no deputy RDC in the district like Namutumba, this so becomes the what? Substantive RDC. So yes, I'm standing in for the RDC, but even whenever he leaves the station, I'm in charge of the station. Most welcome, and we believe we shall manage to do the needful. Asante sana.